guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I literally came back from a crystal shopping trip from one of my favorite shops, which is South American Imports in Old Town San Diego. So if you're ever in San Diego and you're visiting, definitely check out Old Town or South American Imports. I'm not in there all the time, but since I was on spring break, I always make sure that at least once during spring break, I will go in there and stock up on a few crystals or just pick out a few pretty crystal babies, since later this month the gem fair is coming, so I don't want to get too many things, since there's going to be a lot of wholesale items coming soon. I just want to show you some of the crystal goodies that I got, and then there was one more shop that I visited. I planned on going to I think it's called the Miners or the Mining Company in Old Town, where the original Old Town San Diego is, but I ended up stopping off at the gum sand. This is the gum sand. You like that it has Tara? And I picked up a piece there that was just, I mean, I got a few items for my dad because on April 5th he had his 78th birthday, and I'll show you those things in a minute, but there was an item that I picked up there and an item that I picked up at my crystal shop that were just so powerful. I literally almost fainted in both shops. Like, I'm not trying to be overly dramatic or anything, but that same feeling I had when I was talking to you guys about the house clearing, about feeling like my legs were getting weak and that there was just like tons of energy flowing through my body. I mean, it wasn't that intense, but it was pretty close to that, where I started feeling a little shaky. I felt like the energy is really coming. I felt like higher vibe spirits had shown up when I held this particular object at the crystal shop, and then when I held this particular object at the gum sand. I even had a little skip of the heart and that was kind of like my signal of like, this is going to help you with the things that you're doing right now, the energies that you're working with. And both of those items, by the way, were not cheap, but since I am making some extra money right now with my coaching stipend, since we're in track season, that's where part of this month's track stipend went. So at the South American Import shop, I picked up a little piece of bumblebee jasper, and I've really been connected to bee energy lately. I don't know, like I love being mere inches from the bees in my garden, where normally I'd probably run away going, ah, I don't want to get stung, but I'm not afraid of like being stung by them for some odd reason. Usually it's not a normal reaction. But I've been watching them and just watching how they pick up the pollen and get it all over their legs, and it's been really fascinating working with bee energy. And when I leave Old Town, I always stop by the Campo Santo Cemetery, which is like the original Old Town cemetery, where I pay my respects to the original San Diegans, the founding people, so to speak, of the original San Diego. And I try to leave little trinkets and stuff for the children that are there buried in the cemetery. Of course, the cemetery does extend beyond the cemetery walls, the original cemetery, so there's like people buried like under the street and across the way under the sidewalks, but they have little placards that say gravesite when you're walking along the street and the sidewalk. But I saw in one of the big trees there that there was an actual beehive in there, and I was watching the bees come and go, and it was actually pretty nice. And there was a spirit of a little girl named Maria that was hanging out there with me, and I made sure to go over to her grave and leave a little good luck penny for her, and I waved goodbye to her, and I promised that I would come back and visit her when I'm back in Old Town. So yeah, I picked up a little bumblebee jasper, and one of my fave stones of all time is chrysocolla, and for some reason I am obsessed with eggs lately. So yeah, so I picked up a little chrysocolla egg. Also for $4 they had these really cool pieces of amber, and this has like little chunks inside, which are pretty neat. And their selenite spheres were on sale for $5. And this one, for whatever reason, when I look into it, I swear there's a spirit in there. I was like, okay, I'll work with you. So yeah, that should be fun. And then there was this little piece of quartz that was cast off to the side. Nobody really saw it, so I I picked it up, and to me it kind of looked like a scanner. Like if you were to hold it and you're like scanning people's bodies for ailments and wanting to heal, I felt that it was really good for healing. So yeah, I love this little quartz crystal. I think this is going to be a beautiful addition. In their sale bin, they had this other piece of quartz. I don't know why people have cast it aside, because like, look in there. Like there's another quartz in there. And lots of good stuff happening. Almost looks like a mouse, you know, for a computer. So yeah, I'm interested to see how I'm gonna work with this. And then I haven't worked with orgonite before, and I've been kind of skeptical, you know, about working with it, but I really was drawn to pick up this orgonite necklace, and I love the infinity symbol, and also the infinity symbol is also in my birth card, which is the strength card, so I really like that, and I like the spiral in the back, which reminds me of the moon. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working with that. I have a couple of like little mini skulls, but I'm not hugely into having tons of skulls, or you know, I'm more into stones and things like that. But I saw a crystal skull in the shop, and I was like, oh, well, that's cool. And the owner's son was like, oh, well, do you want to go in the back, because we have more skulls in the back? And I was like, okay. And there were two skulls that when I held them, I was like, whoa, and I had to put them down because they're expensive and I don't want to drop them because I fainted. That would be really expensive. So I put them on the shelf, and I was just like feeling each of their energy, and each had such a powerful energy. But there was one that was really chatty and kept talking to me, said his name was Edward, and that he was really excited. He wants to help me with healing and tapping into my innate healing abilities so that I can help people even more. And I was like, well, I'm down for that. So you guys, meet Edward. Edward's freaking awesome. Look at the back of Edward, and look, oh, all that druzy back there. Crystalline structure, oh, all up in this agate. So, and he doesn't quite sit up properly, so I might put him on like a little pillow or something. But yeah, and he just seems so sweet. Like, look at those eyes. They're like so yeah, I'm looking forward to working with Edward in my healing adventures. When I mosey on over to the Gums Inn, there is a young gentleman that owns the shop. I mean, I don't know, to me, he looks like he's in his late 20s, but he's a young man. And he often, you know, sometimes he'll have other people fill in for him, but he is the owner when he needs to travel to Tibet, because he really does travel to Tibet to bring the items that he has into his shop. And some things he can only bring a couple of items or just one item. And so one of the things I got was this Tibetan mask. And this is to kind of chase away, you know, mischievous spirits, darker spirits. And I thought that this would be really neat for my dad's house, because like I said, my dad celebrated his 78th birthday. So I think that this would be nice hung in his house. He has a lot of like Tibetan and like Chinese and Filipino, a lot of, you know, Asian decor in his home, because, well, we're part Asian. Well, he's full Asian. So yeah, I think he will enjoy that. And then I also picked up this cool carved dragon, because my dad, born in 1940, was born in the year of the dragon, which is a very powerful energy. You know, and my dad's, he's a powerful dude. I mean, he's still like really ripped. My dad still has abs. He's still like, you know, doing all kinds of crazy workouts. He still can cut a little rug when he's dancing. You know, he still loves singing to the top of his lungs, and he thinks he's James Brown. Like, my dad is like, he's got the mind of a 15-year-old, and when people see him at the oldest, they think he's about 60, and my dad's 78. So I hope I'm on that track when I'm older. Okay, and then are you guys ready? This is the thing that I was just like, whoa. I started tripping out in front of all these people in this shop. A little embarrassing, but didn't care. It comes in this beautiful box, just like it came from Tibet, and the young man in the shop only had one. He was only able to bring one of these back. It's in there, and he put it in tissue paper for me so that it wouldn't get damaged. But let me read about it to you guys first. And these are the two little pieces of paper about it. And one talks about Tibetan quartz, because this has Tibetan quartz in it. The Himalayan quartz comes from the Ganesh Himal region of the Himalayas, where the young man has traveled. He said that he basically almost died on that trip, that he was met by some really powerful energies and the shamans that work at the top of the mountain. And basically this is like one of the second highest mountains in the world, next to Mount Everest. And he said it's called the Eye of God up there, where they basically take all the energies that shouldn't be here on Earth, the darker energies, and they shove it into the earth. And what he was describing was what I did when I cleared the home for that really nice couple. And I was like, whoa, we're having some like synchronicity here. And I was just like looking in the shop for like gifts for my dad. And I walked by the case and I was like, grrr! Like something caught my attention. I looked down and then I saw it. And it was not really easy to see. It was kind of mixed in some stuff. And I was like, I need to see that. So anyway, extracted by Nepalese Sherpas in the clear air of the Himalayas, 15,000 feet above sea level, these sacred crystals were carried in knapsacks by Sherpas over a distance of 7 walking days. They have grown nearest to the celestial bodies for eons of time, being exposed to the cosmos in its purest form. They have the yang energies of the tallest mountains on Earth. In Nepal, the locals view these crystals as the eyes of God. They are ideal for healing, meditation, and the expansion of consciousness. No kidding. And then this particular item is called the furba. The Tibetan Buddhist ritual dagger is called the furba or furpa in Tibetan Buddhism, and in Sanskrit it is called the kila or the kilea. The furba is used in ceremonies and is also known as the magic dagger. The furba has 3 segments on its blades. The 3 segments represent 3 energies. These energies are known as the 3 poisons. The 3 poisons are attachment, ignorance, and aversion or fear. The 3 sides of the furba also represent the 3 spirit worlds, and the furba itself represents the axis of these 3 spirit worlds. The center of the furba brings the 3 spirit worlds together. The furba's blade represents method, and the handle represents wisdom. The furba is a symbol of stability, getting rid of negative energies. I feel that's kind of what I'm going to be doing from now on. Okay, you guys ready? So here you have this up here, which is the Tibetan quartz. Look at this. This is Tibetan quartz here. And this is a particular type of hammered gold. And then of course this is Tibetan quartz down here. And so he says what he would see the shamans do is to raise this up into the sky, to have it absorb the energies and then direct it into the earth, where they would then stab this into the earth. But this, he said, is a very ornate piece, obviously not meant for stabbing into the earth, but perhaps ceremoniously done so. And here it has the little tag that came with it when it came from Tibet. What my plan is, when I get back inside, is I would like to do a spirit box session with you guys, well, on video, with Edward, my new skull, and with my new Tibetan dagger, my furba. So just to kind of see what energies are going on, what kind of spirits, maybe not even spirit that once had human form, but I think that would be really interesting, because there was a lot of downloads I was getting and things that I could see with my third eye and things that I was feeling, but I think it would be interesting to see how that comes across through the spirit box. So I'd be interested to try that out. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments section down below. And again, if you're ever in San Diego, definitely check out the South American Import Shop in Old Town San Diego, and the Gumsan, which is in the actual original center, the plaza of Old Town San Diego. So that's it from me, spiritual homies. This was a fantastic trip, a lovely ending to my spring break. And if you guys dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell for more videos just like this. And don't forget to come over and join the KWT tribe on patreon.com/kittens, weights, and tarot, where together we are creating the very first community-based oracle deck for kittens, weights, and tarot. And in the works, there is a retreat coming up for summer. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely come over to Patreon so we can start putting this stuff together while you guys help to create with me. You guys are creators as well. So that's it for me. If you guys want to catch a reading with me, head over to my website, www.kittensweightsandtarot.com, or to my Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/kittensweightstarot, where I also have lots of beautiful bracelets. And I have my room and body sprays, I have my healing salves, but definitely lots of readings, and I would love to read for you. So I will catch you homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease.